If you have grown up hearing phrases like, you take everything seriously, stop overreacting, stop being sensitive to everything, then chances are you are highly sensitive by nature. In recent years, we have seen a big growth in the amount of highly sensitive people. Why is that? In today's video, we are going to discuss who highly sensitive people are and why they seem to be increasing in numbers these days. From political matters to social issues, we look into everything, so be sure to watch the video till the end so you don't miss out on anything. But before we start the video, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for your daily dose of mental health. Who are highly sensitive people? Psychologically speaking, highly sensitive people are those who have a sensitive personality trait, which can be described as openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. They lean more towards the category of introverts and can be identified by these factors. Number 1. They are extremely sensitive to light and sound and highly sensitive to their environment. Number 2. They feel more drained than others after spending time with people, and because they are hyper-aware of their environment and emotions, it drains them physically and mentally to over-socialize with people. Number 3. They are quick to judge themselves and are known to be hard on themselves when they don't meet the expectations they have set for themselves. They are hyper-conscious of meeting their goals as they believe it would determine how they would perform in the world. Number 4. Highly sensitive people are very worried about what other people would think of them. This makes them a people pleaser and easy target to manipulate. This also roots in their fear of rejection. Number 5. When you are highly sensitive to every emotion you feel, it can be a burden. Highly sensitive people struggle to let go of any emotions, especially the negative ones. It takes them a considerable amount of time to process the emotion and move on. Number 6. They are well-mannered, empathetic, and easily affected by the mood around them. Number 7. Because they are so empathetic and startle easily, they often shy away from the media when they show news of violence, any movies that involve violence, and any activity that can lead to violence. What about you? Do you have any traits of being a highly sensitive person? Let us know in the comments below. Is there a sudden growth of highly sensitive people in the modern times? Practically speaking, highly sensitive people were probably present in all phases of history. But in the past, society wasn't known to be kind to those who are sensitive. They were called weak, and they didn't live in a time where they could depend on their emotions and self-esteem. People back in time were notoriously insensitive, but with all the hardship faced by the previous generation, it's not really a surprise that they didn't care about emotions or anyone's feelings. You'll be surprised to know that not even a few decades ago, schools for the mentally challenged were literally called School of Idiot or School of Imbecile. It makes us wonder how someone can be that insensitive. But this doesn't necessarily mean they are trying to insult anyone. Maybe they were being blunt. We may find this insensitive, but this was a norm back in time. Every generation changes with time. Remember when keeping slaves and not giving women any rights were a normal part of society? Yes, that changed with time. Likewise, compared to all our older generation, we have a whole lot of freedom to express our emotions and state our opinion, which is why there are so many highly sensitive people in our society today. We can blame the older generation for being insensitive, but that doesn't change the fact that being insensitive was their part to play for the future development of the society. Are people highly sensitive about everything these days? This generation of people is definitely more sensitive and tends to take everything personally. Maybe this is why this generation is dubbed as the age of sensitivity. Can you imagine the uproar if a school was named the School of Stupid at this age? It would be all over the media and people would be protesting on the streets. That's how sensitive millennials and Gen Z are. But then again, every generation has its own ideology. Over the past few years, younger people have started to become more politically and socially active and overall more outspoken. This may startle some of the older people who were born in a time where children were meant to be seen, not heard. We often see people on the news calling students oversensitive for launching a strike in protest of a rule or the faculty. But the truth is, this generation isn't oversensitive. It's just well aware of their rights and likes to exercise them regularly. Gen Z takes a great deal of pride in being more educated than others, and they are proud of the fact that they are speaking against what they believe is wrong. They are sensitive to discussion of the color, gender, preference, and even language of a person. They are also more aware of the social injustice and discrimination. For instance, the AEI survey found that 58% of Americans do not see discrimination when it really does exist. The youngest generation of Americans is leading the charge toward seeing discrimination everywhere. Almost 2/3 of Gen Z say they see discrimination, though that number has now declined to 59%. They also lead rallies and protests against discrimination. They band together to demand the things they want. Gen Z has figured out that if they are loud enough, stubborn, and cause a ruckus in the media, they are more likely to get what they want. Sounds manipulative, right? Because it is. Today's generation has learned how to use the smallest of rules to their advantage. It's equal parts impressive and terrifying. Keeping their ideology, they have taken part in almost all the important events of this decade and have set an example for others. Our new generation is now mainly focusing on undoing all the environmental damage and nativism the previous generation has caused. Because Gen Z has grown up in an era where they are provided with all the freedom of speech and opinion. Oftentimes, they become too sensitive about the smallest of things. A simple joke can be taken very seriously and causes things to blow out of proportion. Do you think the Gen Z are hypersensitive and like to exaggerate things? Or are they right to care about everything? Gen Z is also infamous for its cancel culture, according to which they would avoid, troll, and mass bully people who offended them or have an opinion they don't agree with. The cancel culture is one of the main reasons why people don't want to offend Gen Z. While sometimes cancel culture is used for good, it's often wrongly managed. This culture is starting to become toxic as people are now using it for the smallest of things, from bullying a celebrity to harassing a social media star off the platform. All things considered, Gen Z is the reason for the increasing amount of highly sensitive people in our society. They are leading society to a new normal where emotions, empathy, and being sensitive won't be considered bad. Thank you for watching this video, and in this video, you have established how the age we live in affects the amount of highly sensitive people. Can you relate to being highly sensitive towards things? If you feel like you could use some help, don't hesitate to get help from a mental health professional. Please like and share this video if it helped you and can help somebody else. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more brain balance videos. Thank you for watching. Until next time.